Hey there, this is Katherine, and I'm going to share a couple of cards I'm going to make with this set from PinkFresh Studios. It is a stenciling set. I picked all the stuff up from scrapbookpal.com, and there's a stamp set that goes with it as well, but I didn't get it because it was out of stock, but I wanted to try these stencils. I was so curious about them. So, you get 4 of them in this package, and it's a Slimline stencil, although I think you could absolutely use it on an A2 size card. So you get 4 of those, and then I'm also using this Concord 9th butterfly set. It has these 2 dies, Life is Beautiful and the butterflies, but I'm just going to use the Life is Beautiful. I've got some distress ink pads that I picked up, and that I'm going to use, and then I'm going to cut a Slimline from some Bristol cardstock. I like the smooth because it blends really well, and I just picked that up in my local craft store. I don't usually have to order that online. It's a kind of a basic product that they usually have in store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Tumbled Glass. I'm finding a clean brush. The other one I had for the green. And I'm going to use this Tumbled Glass from Distress Ink. I love it on the Bristol because it blends so well. This little brush I got in a Hero Arts kit a while ago, so it's my first time trying it. It seems very nice quality. I've got quite a few different blending brushes. Sometimes I use the little circle things and the sponge daubers, but today I just had the brushes, so I just thought I would try them out with these stencils. And you can see you get this first image. And then the next stencil has on the top, it's really hard to see on camera, but it'll say Stencil 2. And then you just kind of line it up, and then I'm going to tape down my edges with some of my purple tape. It's removable and it's great for holding things down. So I'm going to move on to the Salvaged Patina. This beautiful, it's a pretty new color from Distress. I think it may be their newest color. But it's very pretty, and I'm going to add this on here, and it looks kind of like, oh, you're not really, doing much. At first, when I tried it out, I thought, oh, it kind of looks like I'm just going over the same color, and you can see that it goes from light to dark, but then you get the reveal, and look at that, and it's even more beautiful in person because the colors are somewhat similar, but there's a nice contrast. Oh my goodness. I am in love. So I was so excited to see that reveal. And then the third stencil are the stems. And so you just kind of line those up. And again, like I say, I think I could use this on A2 for sure. And I'm just making sure that my stencil is where it needs to be. And then I'm going to come back and use a new brush with the Mowed Lawn. That's my favorite green from Distress Ink line. And it doesn't take 2 seconds now. Your stencils get a little bit smaller as you move on from the bigger flower down to the little stem. So the stenciling process is very quick. And then look at that. Oh my goodness. So pretty. And then I'm down to my last stencil. I'm going to turn it over and make sure it's the right way. And I'm just taking a second to line it up. And then once I've got it where I want it, I will press that purple tape down. And then it should hold it in place just fine. And again, this one will take just a second. I've got this darker Rustic Wilderness. And again, you think, oh, I'm just going over it with the same color. No, look at this. How pretty. Oh, I am in love. I love to stencil, but this to me is a whole different level. So I'm super excited. And then I've gone on and cut Life is Beautiful out of that word die from Concord 9th. I'm going to glue this onto a green card base that is similar to the leaves. And I'm just taking care, the ink could be a little damp. The Distress takes a second to dry because it's blendable and water-based. And so I was just making sure that I don't smear it, hopefully, all over the place. I've got the fine tip glue from Barely Arts that is perfect for this application. I didn't use an adhesive sheet, so I needed another way to glue this down. And I love the way that turned out. And then my final step, I've got these Alta New enamel dots that I also picked up from Scrapbook Pal. They've got them in a bunch of shades, yellows and greens and blues and reds. I have the blue ones too, but I decided to go with the green on this card. And that is it. How quick and easy for a beautiful slimline. I love it. I'm just totally in love. And so I'm going to take another second, since it goes so fast, I'm going to make a second card. I'm going to pull out this mustard seed, which is a pretty yellow, and my brush isn't super clean, so at the beginning it looks a little green on that right hand side, but hopefully my sentiment will help cover that up. I try to keep them pretty clean, but sometimes I just forget. So anyway, I'm going to blend this yellow and finish this off. It's very hot and summery where I live right now, and so I definitely wanted to make a pretty yellow flower. I'd love to grow some sunflowers this year. I have not gotten around to planting them, and I probably need to get some seeds in the ground. We're running probably almost 90 degrees every day, so summer is certainly here, and I would love to grow something pretty like this. Although I think this flower, I'm not even really sure what it is. Maybe a peony. I'm not even sure what the stencil is. I didn't even look. I just was in love with the image and wanted to try it. I'm coming back with this orange, and I think this is carved pumpkin, and I'm going to blend this with my second stencil, and we will see what the reveal is. And yes, love that. And then now it will be time for the stems and the foliage. You can see on the bottom I started my stencil a little high, and so I have a little gap at the bottom. I'm just going to trim that off camera. You'll see that there's a little bit of white on the bottom, and I'll just trim that off before I add it to my Slimline card. I just wanted to mention it in case you were thinking, oh, there was some white on the bottom and now it's gone. So I'll just, at the end, I'll trim that off camera. But I'm working on this next little bit of stencil, this beautiful foliage. Look at that. Oh, so we've done a cool card, and now I'm working on a warm colored card. And then there's the Rustic Wilderness again. And again, once you get to the last one, it goes so fast because there's just a tiny bit to stencil. But I'm going to have to look and see if there's some other ones like this, because I really enjoyed that big bold flower. And here is the next one, finishing off with the Rustic Wilderness. And the stencils are very thick, very high quality. I was very impressed with the product itself. So I've cut one more of the Life is Beautiful with the black cardstock. I've got a little bit of a bright yellow ribbon that I thought would add a little bit to the bottom. And of course I cut it too short. So I have to kind of fiddle with it and realize you cut this too short, but I'm not going to waste that ribbon. I waste a lot of things, but I do not waste ribbon. I covet my ribbon. So even though it's a little tiny bow, I am going to use it. So let me glue this down with adding a little bit of the Bearly Arts to the back of that ribbon as well. And this cardstock is Marigold, I believe it is, from Stamps of Life. I used my Slimline die set to cut that card base. And then I will come again and repeat the same process of adding the Life is Beautiful sentiment in that black. And then that will be it on this card. I love this Bearly Arts glue for these really intricate dies. You can use an adhesive sheet, but these are so delicate. I think I would stick with the liquid glue. Okay, and there it is. Wow, I am in love. So anyway, I know these were quick cards. I just wanted to show you how fun they were and how easy. If you're interested, I've got everything linked in the description. Be sure to subscribe and like and share this video if you enjoyed what you saw. I hope that you are having a great day wherever you are, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day. Thanks so much.